League of Legends and TFT are and have been one of the most popular games in recent times. Both games have the same damage system, which is intricate and complex. In this video series, I will explore how Riot has designed its combat system, starting with the basic stat Armor. Armor is a defensive stat that blocks physical damage. Whenever there are many AD champions, we know that a general rule of thumb is to always buy armor. But how does this actually work? Shown on the screen is the equation for damage mitigation. Post-mitigation damage is equal to physical damage times this coefficient. The coefficient is 100 divided by, in parentheses, 100 plus armor. So as armor increases, the coefficient gets smaller, thus decreasing the amount of physical damage that is actually taken by a champion. Post-mitigation damage is the damage left over after removing the amount of damage that armor has blocked. The amount of damage that armor has blocked is called damage reduction. Damage reduction is basically the same equation, however, before we multiply physical damage with the coefficient, we subtract this coefficient by 1. And here are some graphs of post-damage mitigation and damage reduction as armor increases. If you divide both sides by physical damage, the resulting equation shows us the percentage of how much damage is blocked or retained. In the graphs below, 1 is equivalent to 100%, 0.9 is equivalent to 90%, etc. And we can see that as armor increases, damage to the target decreases and damage block increases. However, we can see that at higher armors, the rate of change for damage reduction gradually decreases. Here is the equation in graph for the rate of change. And by using some calculus, we can see that the rate of change for damage reduction is equal to the physical damage times the same coefficient, however the denominator is squared. The graph shows the rate of change at which the percent damage reduction changes compared to armor changes. If armor grows, the rate at which damage reduction changes decreases. This means buying armor when you already have high armor increases the percent damage reduction less than if you were to buy armor when you have low armor. Here is an example. 100 armor has a damage reduction of 50%. If I were to gain 10 more armor, the resulting 110 armor has a damage reduction of 52.38%. The percent damage reduction change is 2.38%. Now compare that to if I have higher armor, 200 armor has a damage reduction of 66%. If I were to gain 10 more armor, the resulting 210 armor would have a damage reduction of 67.74%. The percent damage reduction change is 1.07%. Now here is a core concept. The change in damage reduction at low armor values is higher than the change in damage reduction at high armor values. Now if we were to take our original equation and shift the coefficient from the right hand side to the left hand side, we get the following equation. Physical damage is equal to post-mitigation damage times coefficient 1 plus armor divided by 100. Another way to look at this is if we apply it alongside how much physical damage is needed to bring a champion's health to 0. The amount of damage needed to bring my health to 0 is equal to my health times the coefficient. This leads us to the concept called effective health. When I buy armor, for my health to reach 0, more physical damage is needed than if I were to have no armor. This is simply what the equation is telling us. Effective HP is an all-encompassing term that describes both health and armor together. Looking at the effective HP equation, for every 1 armor I get, my effective HP increases by my original health by 100, or by 1%. Now here's an example. For 1000 health champion, what's my effective HP when I have 100 or 200 armor? What about when I gain 10 more armor points? When I have 3000 effective HP, 3100 is only 3.3% more effective HP, but I'm gaining 10 times actual health divided by 100. And when I have 2000 effective HP, 2100 is 5% more effective HP, but I'm gaining 10 times actual health divided by 100. Given a change in armor, regardless of how much armor I have, my effective HP changes by the same amount per how much armor I'm getting. Effective HP is how much pure physical damage is needed to bring a champion's HP to 0. In general, we want to maximize our effective HP to stay alive longer and to absorb more damage. But how do we know when to buy armor versus health? And this is clearly an optimization problem want to maximize our effective HP while minimizing our cost/speed to reach this effective HP. The percent increase from armor is constant at 1% of the original health per armor point. The percent increase from health is constant at 100 divided by original health percent per HP point. To effectively maximize this, the percent increase from armor has to be the same or as close as possible to the percent increase from health. And here's an example. On a 1000 HP tank with 0 armor, if you get 50 armor, then you also want your bonus HP to be 500 to maximize this. The resulting effective HP is 2250, and the cost based off Ruby Crystal is 1333. Now let's compare this to if you were just to buy armor. Compared to a 1000 HP tank with 100 armor, your effective HP is only 2000. Even if you were to match the effective HP with just armor, the total armor being 125, then the cost would be around 1500, which is based off armor cloth, compared to 1333. In practice, this is hard to optimize. As you level up, your health and armor naturally increase. The percent increase from buying 50 armor slowly decreases as you level up, and the same effect occurs when buying 500 health. As long as these two are increasing together at the same percentage, the effective health will reach its maximum. You should be buying a mix of health and armor to maximize your effective health, even if the entire enemy team is just AD. Now keep in mind, there are many items and subcomponents in League. Each makes for a different playstyle. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more. If you have any ideas on what to cover next, be sure to leave a comment down below. Thanks.